name's Liam McClure, and last May I traveled to Nepal, just a few days after the earthquake struck. Unfortunately, there were many problems with how Nepal responded to the earthquake. In particular, Nepal has a history of poverty, underdevelopment, and political instability, and those three things make it really difficult for Nepal to adapt. So what's the best way forward for Nepal? What must it change to become more resilient? When I was there, I asked Nepali leaders about the earthquake and those questions.
So we've been told that, it was coming. It was inevitable. And they went through different motions, of getting prepared for earthquakes and so on. But I don't think the government or even the people took it seriously. Because you saw the government was hardly existing. People didn't see the government. They were conspicuous by their absence. The killer is not nature. The killer is the human error, the human faults in terms of substantial infrastructure. The roads are not up to the quality that were intended, and housing regulations are not enforced. They take a permit for 4 stories and they add 4 more.
Luckily, there was a strong international aid effort. In fact, hundreds of flights from different countries brought relief supplies. But unfortunately, the relief didn't make it to everyone, due to a lack of government leadership and poor coordination on the ground.
We have to coordinate with the government, and most of the destruction we have seen is not following the rules.
Because there was a lot of criticism that aid came in and they did not respect national laws and national authorities. They went about it their own way. People should be respecting the sovereignty of a nation. Dealing with earthquakes or climate change and reconstruction, the way forward has to come through a vision from amongst our own leaders.
While some of the problems with the earthquake response, like poor government leadership and ineffective aid, may have short-term solutions, Nepal's overwhelming problem is poverty and low development. So for Nepal to build resilience to earthquakes and climate change, it must create a long-term development plan. I talked to people in Nepal about this, and I asked them, what's the key to such a development strategy?
Girls are not really the gender of choice, shall we say. They do not value girls as much as they value boys.
It's always been, like women are working overtime, even in the village. It's not a new thing right now. Whenever we went to the village, we would see men playing cards or sitting and talking while the woman would be finishing her household work and then going to the field to collect fodders. Whenever there's work in the house, you tell your daughter, come and help. But you never asked your son to come and help. In this aspect, I think our education is also at fault. Like the boy goes to a English medium school, whereas the girl stays in the village and attends a local school.
There is the supremacy of a male-dominated society, right? Female farmer has not been, in fact, acknowledged in a policy document. This is coming from the culture, but still there are some policy gaps as well, acknowledging the role of women in household work, in the national economy or the GDP. The income that they are getting from their fields or the agriculture products or the forest products, earlier all this ownership goes to male. If female holds that money, then she is more likely to spend that money in education.
Because empowering women would lead to development, it would also contribute significantly to Nepal's ability to adapt to climate change.
More often, if there is a woman leader, there is more likely to adopt, because they do have more role in household activities. That this woman leadership can play a crucial role than the male to make this climate change adaptation happen in the field.
So how can industrialized countries best support the Nepali people? Given the problems with conventional aid, our efforts should instead focus on encouraging the empowerment of Nepal's people, especially its women, so that they can lead their own development path. One way we can help is by funding educational projects for girls. If we can help keep Nepali girls in school, it will empower them to become future leaders in their communities. And perhaps one day, we can look back on the earthquake not only as the disaster that it was, but as a warning that was met with action, that was used as a catalyst for change, an opportunity seized to reduce sexism and improve people's lives.
Fear is a great motivator. Fear is going to give us the motivation to rebuild, to revive ourselves, rethink, about our development models, about our way of life, both at the local level, at the household level, at the community level. I think it's a new paradigm we'll be entering.